So this is a list of my 10 favorite anime OST songs. So it's not openings, it's not endings. It's just the songs within uh, the runtime of the show. Um, Here's an honorable mention. It's from Hibike Euphonium. I tried to watch the show. I couldn't get to the point where the song was played, so I couldn't, in good faith, um, include it into the list. But here it is. Beautiful song. Really wish I could get to a point where I could actually watch it. What's really funny about this song is that it feels so nostalgic, but I only heard it a few years ago. And yet it sends me back to, the years where I was learning the most and learning at such a rapid pace. And it just fills me with this longing for a time that's gone by. It's a dance song, which is weird because when you're thinking of dance song, you're thinking of like simple. Because what people do to dance song is they dance, and they're not really thinking about music theory. So they just want to keep it nice and simple. They want to keep it, um, not too complicated. And yet this song is a multi-chord monster, with so much to dig into, especially with that beginning part. I think I did a video on that. I don't think I did a video on that. I did make a video on that. You can go check that out. But point being, there's just so much to dig into, and it's also a dance song, so it's sort of the best of both worlds if you're sitting at your computer and listening to it, which is what I do with it most of the time. This is the best battle theme. It's just like of all anime, it's the best battle theme in my opinion. Um, wow, great percussion and the strings, not only in the bass playing the accompaniment, but the melody, like the leading melody, is such a great practice in energy and syncopation. People already know that Taku Iwasaki is one of the best anime composers, but wow. Who would have thought that one of his best works would have been back in the 90s? Which isn't to say that he doesn't put out good stuff now, but this it's going to be hard to beat. Not by Taku Iwasaki standards, but like by anybody's standards. This is just superlative. This is a forlorn trudging in a cold desert. Listen to those plunking piano chords accompanying the melody. Oh, it feels like the song is persisting. To spite itself. It's so at odds with itself. It hurts. That's my favorite bass tone of all time, and it fits perfectly, thematically, sonically, with this song right here. Whatever sadness was being portrayed by the piano melody, playing the same melody on the bass, it multiplies it exponentially, and I feel it in my bones. Holy shit. There are a lot of things going on in this song that make it such a victorious theme. Okay, first of all, sure, melody, strings, soaring in the sky. It's reaching the stratosphere. But you also want to pay attention to those piano chords that keep on jumping up. They keep on going higher and higher and higher and higher. It's like they're walking on stairs that are in the sky. It's such a beautiful image that's portrayed with the music. Don't discount the horns. The horns are, um, thoughtfully placed throughout the song. They don't make too many appearances, but when they do make appearances, they accent the melody so well. Love it. Wow! Oh my god! Oh, syncopation, syncopation, syncopation. I'm going to keep on saying that word. Wow! That syncopation in the percussion is wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. The synth fonts, great. The little twinkling synth runs that keep on playing in the background, those are great. You know, they all complement to make a wonderful sonic sandwich. Um, this is a great production influence for me. This song in particular, Dede Moose in general, but particularly the soundtrack for Wonder Egg Priority. Wow, this song is just the best of modern electronica. The incorporation of analog instruments, you know, the snare drums. I think there's some kick drums in there, perhaps some timpani as well. You know, just those things that you usually associate with something like, you know, a band, you know, like an orchestra or something like that. It's great to incorporate that into electronica. Awesome. This is just a really good song that plays at conclusions of an episode. What a way to wrap up a episode in a, you know, tiny neat sort of homemade bowl. It feels like you're drinking some hot chocolate. The production's simple, the arrangement's great, the singing, love it. Nice vocal tone. The instrumentation, it's just like, you know, drums, bass, piano. Perhaps some guitar in there as well. I can't quite remember. Yeah, it's pretty standard in terms of instrumentation, but the arrangement is really what brings it to, you know, another sort of plateau. You know, there are a lot of things that I could talk about with this song. The chopping is so great, but what I really, really love, the thing that ties it together, that bass. Oh my god. Such a prominent bass that isn't harsh at all, but is so prominent in the mix. People will say Lady Brown, they'll say Ararian Dance, they'll say the Love Sick series. All great songs. Lovely. I love listening to them myself. Um, but this song is in the upper echelon. Give it its flowers. It's up there with the best of them. So much energy from the time signature, which is I think it's in 5/4 or 5/8 in the beginning part, and then in the chorus it's 6/8. The instrumentation is awesome. I love the guitars, the sax playing, the melody. There's just so much um, generation of force that's happening. It's sort of propelling itself forward. This is such a hype song. I feel like that's the most accurate descriptor for it. You know, it's not necessarily the most efficient battle theme. It's not um, the theme for victory. It's just a hype theme for moments where there's a lot of tension and you don't know what's going to happen next, but you feel the tables flipping, and it's so unpredictable. And this song matches it perfectly. Oh! Oh my God! That guitar, I love it. It's important to note that, you know, sonically and thematically, it has connections with Emma's theme and Isabella's theme, and that just makes it um, part of a more cohesive package, which I really respect. That you know, those themes were sort of intertwining and playing this sort of tandem purpose within the narrative of season one. You know, I had to have an Ojamajo Doremi song on here because it's, in my opinion, the best anime OST of all time. If I allowed myself to have more than one song from an anime, then Ojamajo Doremi would be more than half of this list, possibly the whole list. That's how much I like the OST for Ojamajo Doremi. I chose a high energy song that sort of encapsulates the fun energy that you sort of at first glance get from Ojamajo Doremi. Wait for it. Wait for that second part, that little flip. It's going to really get you. Right here. Oh, so cool. What a cool progression. What, like I said before, what a presentation of the best that the turn of the century had to offer us in terms of instrumentation and arrangement, and performance. Gosh, it's pristine, man. You know, Durarara was my first favorite anime. And this was one of my favorite songs from it. And over time, it sort of became my favorite. It's a pared down song. It's just the piano and it's just the violin. And there's so much poignancy with that interplay of those two instruments. You can really hear the pain of the violin, especially later in the song, where it sort of has the license to wail out. If you know the entire song, this part right here, where the violin's melody is completely different, it sort of shows you that in this passage, there's just so much more that it wants to say with the violin, even though the piano accompaniment is the same. I've always loved this slide right here. Check this out. I've loved that since I first watched the anime. What a great song. And in terms of the tempo, this song is a tug of war. It's just sort of ebbing and flowing. You know, it speeds up, it slows down. And there's so much fluid energy with the song. And the interplay, like I said before, between these two instruments is so well done. It feels like they're one entity. What else can I say, man? It was great. Thanks for watching. These are my 10 favorite anime OST songs. Let's see what I come up with next.